It's the energy that is underneath. So it can give you a temporary euphoric feeling. And that's all I'll say. Remember, every stargate is a color, a band with a frequency, a chakra. So there's certain lands where you go to certain lands, automatically you feel very grounded, right? And this is most likely they have a lot of root energy, right? Red. Here's 12, Haunted Gear France, Stargate 12. 11, near England, in England. Here's 10, Iraq, Iran. So everything's connected underneath the earth. They're portals, right? Energy centers. 9, I believe, is in Jian, China. 8, I believe, is in Tibet. 7, I believe, is somewhere in India, actually. 6, I believe, is in the Caucasus Mountains in Russia. 5 is in Machu Picchu. 4 is, like you said, Egypt. Here's 3, the circle 3, which is Bermuda Triangle. Here's Stargate 2, Sarasota, Florida. And some states Stargate 1 has moved, but some states in Antarctica, but some states in Painted Desert, Arizona. So it's all connected, by the way. So 12 dimensions, 12 Stargates. But how the energy moves is between these 15 lines. For example, the past life, it's a simultaneous life. So some people in a past life, they went to some land and they hid. I know this is gonna sound crazy. They hid stuff in a past life because they knew, but it's on frequency lock. For example, I reach a certain frequency, I will be able to go there and speak a certain light language to it, and it will reactivate, right? And so everything is a different angular rotational particle spin, particle pulsation rhythm. So on some level, it's all simultaneous lives. It's all connected. And so what we do now, that goes into eternity, they say, but it does. So I don't know if you saw the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once, but everything we do ripples. Past life, simultaneous lives, you know what I mean? So every act of love that we choose is literally rippling into a new reality. A new timeline is created by the choices that we make now. Everything is connected. It's are also parallel to the chakras. It's like the sacral chakra of Mother Earth. It's a battle for Earth, the energy of Earth. And why do people want energy? When the 12 is cut off, if you're cut off from the source of all energy, you have to take energy from other people to survive. So in the invisible world, there are beings who have cut themselves off from the source of all energy, who appear to humans and they say, look at me, I'm a god, worship me. And they take through the government and religion, they can control the narrative, the story of humanity, because if humanity doesn't activate their DNA, they don't remember. I don't need a middleman. I'm connected to the source of all energy. It's food for them. Humanity is food for them. So fear is a frequency, a low frequency. So these low frequencies of guilt, shame, fear, you may have heard that there's these military bases.
Yes.
And if they control the stargates, then also you might have heard about CERN, Hydron Collective, with creating artificial wormholes or portals. And so there's an elaborate system which feeds the fear, the shame, the guilt. As long as they can keep humanity thinking they're separate, they're fighting each other, they will feed off of that. And so if you want to understand the secrets of the universe, think in terms of frequency. So World War I, World War II, World War III, same frequency on loop. And when a soul dies, so there's no time. If collective consciousness decides it's going to tune into the media, which CNN and news, which is saying that there's a war going on and that everybody should fight each other, and then we need to fight this, it's a false light. It's a false hologram. It's a false timeline. But if enough of humanity puts their attention there, where attention goes, energy flows and it grows, then that timeline will manifest for humanity. But all it is it's the same off-planet people doing the same on-planet things controlling the media, which is a frequency on loop. It's a loop. And the whole time they're feeding off of this. Same thing with reincarnation. If a soul continues to reincarnate, they believe in a God that tells them that you sinner, you have to go back. So at the end of their life, they see the tunnel and they go into the tunnel, false light, and there's they believe in some God which tells them you have to go back. So they come back. Well, the whole time, the fallen collective is feeding off of this soul, a reincarnational loop. But in all reality, when you reconnect the 12 and you correct your Merkaba spins, top spin electric, bottom spin magnetic, you don't have to come back. You're connected to the source of all energy. You can go wherever you want. And this is the original source, free will choice. What kind of God would trap humanity and tell them, you can't leave? Whose God is that? And then you look at the Old Testament, the Bible, the most popular book in the world. This God says in Exodus 20, the 10 Commandments, I, the Lord thy God, I am a jealous God. You shall have no other God before me. And then he says in 3 verses, go ahead and kill the children. Who's that? What kind of God kills children? Yahweh. And I'm not judging it because I have it tattooed on at one time I believed in this. I have it tattooed, Yahweh. But Yahweh is a false alien, a scalar wave construct, which is siphoning energy. When people come to it and they're singing and worshiping outside of themselves to some external God, they're giving their energy. Where attention goes, energy flows, it grows. So they're literally worshiping. Who are they giving their energy to? So my message is, you are source. And dare I say, you are God. For example, like DNA 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, dimension 3, 6, 9, that's Kundalini. So what is Kundalini? Oh. Kundalini is in your first 8 primal cells. Your first 8 cells that formed is in the bottom of your spine, right? And you can force it up, or it can rise naturally, right? And then so this is why when the Kundalini rises up the spine, it begins to activate the dimension 4, 5, 6, which is your soul, dimension 7, 8, 9, which is your oversoul, and 10, 11, but not 10, 11, 12, right? Just 1 through 9, right? And so for a long time, humanity thought the secret of the universe was 3, 6, 9. Tesla said, but no, it's 3, 6, 9, 12. And once you reactivate the 12, you reactivate your eternal life potential because you're directly connected to the source of all energy. And if you're directly connected to the source of all energy, then you have eternal life because you're not consuming energy to create energy anymore. And this is why when you look in the Bible, they were living to 900 years. That's not only like 3,000, 4,000 years ago. So why is it now humans only live 80, 90 years? What's the math? Oh, they were cut off from the eternal life energy, which is now returning to humanity. So digressing from the source, to experiment with believing that there's separation, to experience duality, which is not real. It's just a illusion, false evidence appearing real, fear.